And this has been my kitchen. Alright. Hey man, guess what? We got enough Mexican food here to make you want to sing La Cucaracha in your cocina. But let's see, well, we got everything that we need. We got the ground beef that's seasoned to perfection. We got our beans over here that we're going to use to fill up our burritos. And we got our lettuce chopped very finely to shreds. We got our tomatoes diced. And we got our cheese out. The only thing we're missing? Sauce. And I have come across a recipe online that is a dupe for Taco Bell's red sauce. I'm not talking about the little packets of sauce that you find in the front of the restaurant, you know, the mild sauce, the fire sauce, the chipotle, or whatever flavors they got nowadays. I'm talking about the sauce that they use in the burritos and the burrito supremes and the red sauce that I dearly love. But you can never find it unless you go to Taco Bell. Well, we are going to make it here in the kitchen to see if the homemade version compares to the Taco Bell version. And believe me, I got a good taste for Taco Bell red sauce because I drink that stuff like orange juice. Give me the opportunity and I will. Ask any one of my friends and they will tell you the same. Man, he loves that Taco Bell red sauce. So, we're going to start with a full 15-ounce can of regular tomato sauce. And we're just going to pour it right into our saucepan here. There we go. Make sure we get it all. Now, next we're going to add 2/3 cup of H2O. You might call it water. Or, if you're in Mexico, you call it agua. Okay. We are going to need a half a teaspoon of, that's paprika. There's our chili powder. Chili powder will be a half a teaspoon. So, half a teaspoon of chili powder going in. Boop. There we go. There's our chili powder. 3 teaspoons of ground cumin. There's my teaspoon, there it is. Okay. And it's a level teaspoon, not a heaping. 1, 2, 3. 3 teaspoons ground cumin.
Oh, that is attractive.
Isn't it though? And we're also going to need 3 teaspoons of onion powder. 1, 2, 3 teaspoons of onion powder. I'm getting super excited about this. I love me some red sauce. I'm so excited to see if it actually tastes like it. Okay, we are going to need 2 teaspoons of distilled white vinegar. 2 teaspoons going in. There's the 1. And here comes number 2. There we go. We're also going to need 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. Yep. Included with the garlic powder, we are going to need 1 tablespoon of garlic salt. 1 teaspoon. That's all we need. Okay, we're going to reach for our paprika, and we'll only need a half teaspoon paprika. paprika. Okay, next we're going to reach for our sugar and get 1/2 teaspoon of sugar. Just regular old or granulated sugar. And finally, after all those spices, we got one more to go. We need a 1/2 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. This one's close to the end here because who knows, we use cayenne pepper here in the kitchen, guarantee. You can also use Cajun pepper. Of course, it means the same thing. But there you have it. There is all your ingredients you need for making Taco Bell red sauce. Now for the cooking. Okay, turn on the fire, and I have a whisk here that I'm going to help combine the ingredients together. And when we're done, this stuff should taste an awful lot like Taco Bell sauce, the red sauce. I can't wait because I love me some red sauce, and this is going to go great with my burritos that we're having tonight. So if you use a whisk, all of those powdered ingredients will mix right in there. Won't have any problem dissolving. Just keep on mixing, keep on mixing. And if you look like you have a lot of chunks in there, just keep mixing it up. The heat plus the mixing with the whisk will help break all that down until it's a nice thin liquid. Because as you can see, it's really thick. But look, it looks just like Taco Bell red sauce. The exact same color. So maybe we hit a positive note with this. Once you got your sauce up to boiling, we're going to turn it down the heat a little bit, give it a final whisking, making sure that everything is broken down and dissolved properly, evenly distributed, mixed, and then we'll make up our burritos, and we're going to test this sauce out. I'm so excited. Uber excite.
Sight bike.
Let's take a smell. Folks, this smells just like red sauce. I ain't kidding. It smells just like red sauce. Oh, come on, hurry up and cook. I want to eat you so bad. I love red sauce at Taco Bell. They just don't make enough of it for me. Because every time I walk in there, when I used to live in Columbus, I went to Taco Bell quite regularly. And the people that saw me on a regular basis always knew to have extra red sauce on hand, because when I walked through those doors, if they didn't have red sauce, I would pitch a fit. How I would order my burritos is this. I would order my burritos, bean burritos, burrito supreme, doesn't matter. Any burritos will do. And I order it with red sauce, extra red sauce in the burrito, and extra red sauce on the side in case they didn't put enough in the burrito. And then what I would do is take the burritos with extra red sauce, dip it into the cups of the extra red sauce they would give me on the side, and enjoy a total red sauce overload in my burrito. That's how much I love red sauce. And I do eat that stuff like crazy. This probably won't even last very long because look at the amount it makes. Not very much for a person like me. Might be plentiful in your household, but for me, it ain't nothing. Alright, it's starting to thin out. That means it's really getting nice and warm in there. So we're just going to wait for a few bubbles to pop up, give it a final mix, take a very close look to make sure everything's broken down. If it isn't, keep on stirring. And then once you're satisfied with the consistency, then you turn off the fire, let it cool down for a little bit, and then we're going to serve it with our burritos. So, and it always helps too, in the middle of stirring, to stop and see how far along you are. And it looks real good. I don't see any lumps anymore, and it's thinning out just nicely, and it smells exactly like red sauce. Oh my God. I am living the moment here, folks. I mean, really living this moment. Okay, do we have our fire? Yes, it is on. Okay, I wanted to make sure it was on because I don't see any bubbling action yet. Okay, now I'm starting to see bubbling action. Just a little bit here and there, but when we get to a very easy boil, that's when we want to give it a final whisk, make sure everything's okay. You definitely don't want any loose sugar or loose particles in your sauce. You don't want any extra granules when you bite into this stuff. You want a nice smooth consistency through and through. Okay, in just a few more moments, we're going to let this sit here for a little bit, let it reach that easy boil that we're looking for, and then we're going to turn off the flame, and then we're going to make our burritos, and by the time we're done with the burritos and making the burritos up, that should be done for serving. It's still going to be very hot if you choose to serve it hot. You can still chill it and then have some for later, which is probably what I'm going to end up doing.
Okay.
Boy, this is starting to really smell good. I wish you were here. Okay, now take a look at this. Now you're starting to see a little boiling action going around the edge, and that's really where we're needing to be. So a little bit more won't hurt it. Make sure you give it that constant stir. Look real closely to make sure all the granules have broken down. Give it a nice final whisk. Make sure nothing is knocked off of the side of the pan, because that's easy to do. And voila, I think we are ready to go. Let's turn off the fire here and make us some burritos, and we'll be right back after all the burritos are made up and we're ready to try our sauce. Join us for that, won't you? And voila, dinner is served. Now, I made sure to put the extra hot sauce in here like I like. And go ahead, Ronan, try some. Let me know what you like, what you think of it.
It's not as tangy as the stuff there. It's okay, but I still prefer my taco sauce.
Not as tangy, huh? Well, now it's time
But it has more flavor, I think.
Does it? Well, let an expert test the consistency and flavor. Yeah, you're right. Kind of lacks the certain tanginess.
It has a more full
in.
body, though, if that makes sense.
Could use more salt.
Yeah. Maybe some lemon juice.
It's not quite as zesty as Taco Bell sauce. It's a little tiny bit on the bitter side, or not bitter, but blandish side. So to fix it up, just a little bit of salt. Maybe just about a sprinkle for what that's worth. And I want to see if lemon juice is a good theory to use.
Well, I know I usually put it in pizza sauce and it works good.
Does it?
Yeah.
All right, let's give it a little lemony zest there. There we go, just a splash. Nothing too serious.
There goes the cat.
Okay, now I'm going to need my spoon back again and mix this. And by adding these extra ingredients, we can determine if we're closer to the original recipe of taco sauce or if we're just chasing rainbows. While Ronan eats the rest of my beef.
Sorry, it's good.
Even though you do plenty of it in your burrito.
I know, but I'm hungry. I mean...
Okay, let's try. Shazam!
Told ya.
Try it now. That did it. That perked it up.
There it is.
Shazam. Alright, now adding the lemon juice was a good idea. And a little bit more salt. So,
in all honesty, I like it more than Taco Bell's red sauce because it has a more full body to it.
yeah, it definitely has full body now, and it's got that zang that I like on my tongue that you get out of Taco Bell sauce. A little less on the lemon juice, and keep the salt at the same level. I'd say about for the amount, I'd say a half teaspoon of salt and a small splash of lemon juice. Mix that up. When you mix everything together, it'll taste just like Taco Bell red sauce, or at least very close to it. But we tried it by itself. Let's try it inside of, well, first of all, I've duplicated pintos and cheese from Taco Bell with extra red sauce. That's my usual specialty.
Oh.
And remember, this is the old recipe for the Taco Bell sauce. You know, tasting it with the beans and the cheese, it reminds me an awful lot like the old recipe of Taco Bell red sauce. And I'd say this tastes a lot like pintos and cheese at Taco Bell. Now let's try it in a burrito. I went ahead and made a traditional bean burrito consisting of beans, cheese, lettuce, tomato, and sour cream. So it's basically like a combo burrito without the meat. Now I'm going to dip it in the regular way, the traditional way. Look at the coatability, the color. Looks kind of the same. Although it doesn't taste 100% like Taco Bell red sauce, it tastes real close.
Yeah, that was good.
That is really good sauce, though. Very good. So, in closeness to the original recipe, even if you add the extra lemon juice and salt to it, it tastes a lot better with food than by itself. It really does. So, I guess the lemon juice and salt, extra salt, would be optional. But if you ask me, it's good enough without it. That is so weird. Didn't taste much like Taco Bell sauce by itself, but you put it with food, it tastes just like it. Or at least as close to the original as you can get, which is pretty darn good and accurate if you ask me. So, all in all, I'd have to say I'm very impressed. But, as usual, don't just take my word for it. Try this recipe at home, and if you dearly love Taco Bell, and you love their burritos, and you love their red sauce, try this out at home, and you'll be impressed with just how close of a resemblance you can get to the lovable Taco Bell red sauce. For Cooking with SonicBlu, I'm SonicBlu Darkfold, and I'm going to enjoy me a whole plate full of burritos, my pintos and cheese, and anything left over goes great with Taco Bell red sauce. Alright, we got enough Mexican food here to make you want to say food. I'm not talking about the mild sauce or the fire sauce or the medium sauce that you find in the concession, you know, the little, You shut up. Yeah, I haven't opened this yet. We just got this at the store. Look at this big size of onion powder, but we will go through it all. And I believe it was only like $5.99. That's a killer deal for a big thing of powdered onion. Onion powder. Powdered onion.
Powdered onion.
So we're also going to need 3 tablespoons. Taco Bell red sauce, Taco Bell red sauce, Taco Bell red sauce for me. Nobody else likes it like I do. That's good because that leaves more for me. Or so it tastes better without all the hair. Or is that cheese? It's always hard to determine, is it hair or is it cheese? You decide. But that's what the pintos and cheese. I have went ahead and made a traditional bean burrito with just beans. That was hair. That was hair. Okay.
I'm a fire in my laser.